What's up, everybody? Hop and Cisco, we back at you. Well, you know, I want to say something here because it is hard to see things sometimes. But once you open up your real eyes, that switch in the head will go off, and then you will realize all the politicians and media's real lies. Think about that for a minute. Let it marinate. Because we're being lied to, we're being deceived. Now, you're probably going to hear the word allegedly a lot today because I'm going to try to keep it YouTube friendly, but if not, there's always BitChute, Rumble, Odyssey, several others, so it is what it is. But I put a little snippet out earlier just to get a little update to our audience. So I know I've been slacking on editing that other one. I got it halfway done. I haven't done it yet. I ain't gonna lie. But we do have another video that's gonna come out. It's a week old. But allegedly, right? Russia hit some bioengineering labs, right? Now, when I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, they said, no, that's not true. We'll fact check you, right? There's no biolabs in Ukraine. 2 weeks later now, 3 weeks later now. Oh well, yeah. There's some biolabs there, but we only had the cold virus. But we can't let that information get to Russia's hands, so we gotta destroy shit. So today proves yesterday. All right, that's what I'm gonna say there. Y'all can call me whatever the fuck you want, because I know what I'm saying is true for the most part. And if I get caught up and something I say isn't true, I'll own that too. I'm not scared to own my flaws or misrepresented facts or whatever the case may be. That being said, though, if I'm willing to be held accountable, why can't our politicians? The greatest deception the devil ever did was convincing the world that he did not exist. And if you can't see that it does exist and it's evil and it's running through our leadership, you're jaded. You're lost. Because there's a lot of stuff going on today that ends up with some prophecies that are in the Bible. I don't want that. I want the best for our country. I want the best for our kids. I want us to have a prosperous nation. And right now our nation is hurting. I don't know if our nation has the adversity to make it through this. Or make it through this adversity. I'm sorry, I confused it. But as long as there's strong people like me and my brother Cisco here, we're going to try to lift it up and make it happen. We're going to keep spitting truth, and we're going to keep doing what we have to do. And, I'm going to continue on my path of righteousness as well. Yeah, I might slip up from time to time, and I might not always be right. But one thing's for sure, two things for certain. I'll own my decisions. How about your politicians? With that, I'll pass it to you.
All right. Well, I mean, touching on the bio weapons facilities.
Alleged.
Nah, it's not alleged. The cover up is monstrous. I was watching the open broadcast of the UN hearings today on the matter.
Fuck the UN.
Listening to them cover for Newland and company. They're scrubbing documentaries off of YouTube by Oliver Stone and Sean Stone. Um, Everyone knows what's going on. Everyone sees it. That's paying attention. Now, granted, most of the majority of the population. No, you know what? I won't. I'll say it's about half and half now. I used to be able to say the majority of the population wasn't awake and wasn't paying attention and didn't know. But you know what?
And
No,
maybe half and
that's
half, but you still got the majority of that subset is willfully ignorant, you know.
right. But and I say that because I want to take it in a slightly more positive direction. See, because over 10 years ago when I first woke up and started, really doing my research and relearning history, the real history of the world, and not, the fake cover story that they hand you in grade school. Um, you know, I could look around and know that I was for the most part alone in almost any room that I stood in. Now, that is not the case. Now, when I go outside and I wear a We Are Change sweater, or uh, an InfoWars shirt, or any
One of our own designs.
or one of our own designs, or any other truth magnet, I guess you could call it. Um, I'm immediately approached by people who are also awake and agree and see what's going on and don't agree with, the moves that are so-called elite. uh if you ask me, they're truly elite. They're an elite pile of excrement.
Dookie dookie.
Yeah. um but yeah, so keeping it positive, it's now about half and half. The Great Awakening is not only begun, it's in full swing.
Well, what I said a couple
Um,
weeks ago too, to go with what you're saying, um, I said whatever Russia does over there is going to expose Biden's cover-ups, and I'm all for it. I don't agree with Putin or his agenda or him killing innocent people in any way, but all lies have a bit of truth in them, I guess.
Look, no denying he's a killer. He's a strong man, ex KGB officer. The man wrestles bears, rides horses without a T-shirt on. Super tough. Okay,
That's what you call a Russian redneck.
right? Okay. So give the devil his due. He's a tough man. Complete opposite of our tapioca pudding eating, diaper shitting president over here. And his cackle mom that he
Look,
has.
he's not the president, he's the president. And if you refer to him on this show, he is the cum dumpster and queef. Sorry.
Look, regardless of what you want to call the potato fucker, all right, and his little cackling mama on the side, all right, that was a true embarrassment on the world stage yet again. First Afghanistan, then Kamala. All right.
Don't forget the fact that they are now exposed flying illegal immigrants around.
Oh well, yeah.
Like it's one thing after another.
Right. Look, these people do not respect the American way of life. They do not respect the American Constitution. They do not respect the rule of
They
law.
don't want the Constitution.
Everyone is focused on getting these people out in the midterm. These people are scared because there's a potential that they might get ousted in the midterm. Look,
The only problem is they're all the same team.
listen, people. This is what you need to understand. Okay, you got a lot of primed and polished people up there wearing suits and ties. Okay, and telling pretty little lies. Okay, there are 4 words that would make just about every politician up on that hill release their vows in their undergarments.
You're
And
under arrest.
and
That's
yeah,
pretty.
well, that would come after the 4 little words that I'm going to share with everybody at the end of this show.
Die.
So at the end of this taping, I will give everybody the 4-letter words that will turn
words.
the four little words that will put the fear of God, in just about every single politician on both sides of the aisle in DC.
And
So,
it ain't eat shit birds. It's not
now, let's get focused here. Because, like I said, I've been listening to everybody. I watched CPAC. I've been listening to everybody talk about the midterms, talk about 2024. Look, people, there are subsections of the Republican Party right now, respectable subsections of the Republican Party right now that are going around, and they are making sure that the laws are going to guarantee as fair an election as they can possibly get in their area. But that is in their area.
I just have a question on that voting thing. What happens if nobody at all votes?
Well, then there would have to be a referendum. But here's the thing. Realistically speaking, there's not enough people to not vote. And if we were to all sit home and not vote, one
Oh yeah, because then you'd have
drooling out the side of their mouth, 3-eyed having...
the diaper wearing cum dumpster and Queef would vote for himself. So.
Right. I was just getting ready to say. So, homework assignment for those that are watching, that are interested, and that still have a kindling of liberty in their heart.
Those who want to open their eyes.
Make phone calls, get on your representatives, check the voting laws in your area, make sure that there are as little loopholes for shenanigans as possible, as little mail-in voting, and as little early voting as possible. Try and get IDs mandated for your area. Every state's a little different.
Careful with that. You might be considered a racist, even though, you know, they don't want no IDs when they can make IDs free for everybody and make it just as accessible.
Look.
But that makes too much sense, right?
Look. They want a vaccine passport ID.
That's and not yet, all social credit.
And yet they think that a simple laminated picture with some information on it is something that, you know, people other than white can't get. Come on. Miss me with that.
And you know what? If they can't get it, right? I mean, you got no problem giving them other assistance. Why not just give them an ID? Once again,
why not? They're giving IDs to illegals.
Oh, they're giving a lot of money to the illegals too. Wouldn't it be cheaper just to give these people in underprivileged areas that you guys think can't afford an ID? Why don't you just give them one? I mean, you got enough money to send them COVID tests, right?
Y'all wanted to make jokes about blow darts when it came to freaking vaccines, right? And the fact that, you know, most of us that know about Tuskegee won't touch your shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you want to make jokes about blow darts.
Tuskegee was about them knowing penicillin treated syphilis.
Well, look,
they just chose not to give it to them people.
Since you already, those of y'all that think that we can't get IDs, since y'all already have these, what we like to call soft bigotry, but bigotry is bigotry. So since y'all already have these bigoted ideas in your head, why don't you just treat the entire ghetto like a zoo? Go down there with some photo cameras, okay? Take a Polaroid, laminate it, make an ID, hand it to them. See? Sounds real fucked up when I say it that way, don't it? Sounds real racist when I say it that way, don't it? Well, either way you look at it, that's racist. So everybody of all nations, of all races, of all colors, of all creeds, of all sexualities should have an ID. Because in most states, It's a law that if you go out into a public area, you are to have one. So,
Very true. And they're even making natives get them. I've seen my boy
So-
Chris's tribal ID.
the homework assignment is make sure that y'all check your voter rules where you're at and make sure that they're legit, something that you can live with, so that there is actually a vote that
No.
takes place. Because what I'm getting at is I'm not convinced that there's going to be a vote. I'm not convinced that there's going to be an election in 2024, let alone the midterms. Why do I say that? Look at how many laws these people have already broken, are breaking, continue to break.
And we
They're-
gotta pay for it.
They're unrepentant.
And who is it hurting? Who is it hurting? It's hurting the impoverished and the middle class. The people that have, they're not really fazed by this. Let's be real about it. They don't have the same problems we have. And until them people that represent us have our problems, they can never understand us or make laws to govern us that are fair.
Now, moving the topic slightly down the chart a little bit, another area that I wanted to cover, because another thing that they're doing is they're trying to silence the people. The very same people that claim to represent the people are trying to silence the people. The very anti-fascists are acting fascist. Now, listen. I say all that to say this. Independent media is getting hit hard. Every single one of the people that I follow online has been speaking about this issue, especially recently in the last couple days.
Demonetization, getting hidden in this the
Ever since
algorithm.
this bioweapons news came out, they're really trying to clamp down because for whatever reason,
Because they
that
know
they'll
the truth
give
will
you-
destroy them.
for whatever reason that they want to put out there, everyone's supposed to be backing Ukraine. You know, with the
They're not our
spandex
ally.
wearing president.
They're not our ally. Get the fuck our people out of there. You know, we don't belong there.
They definitely ain't my ally. Most of those people, and I can say this, most of those people want me dead just because of the color of my skin. Yeah, I'm speaking to you directly, Azov Battalion. Do you think that anybody over here fears you? You got absolutely no idea. And you hate out of fear. The fear that Farrakhan, like any broken clock, can be right twice a day. And when he says the Caucasians, by and large, are outnumbered on this planet, he's not lying. And anybody with common sense understands that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't hate people based on the color of their skin, and I don't.
But by the content of their character.
And so I'm not saying every Ukrainian over there hates my guts just for being me. But there's more than a couple. And I'll tell you what, we kicked your ass once.
Oh well. We'll keep that in BitChute ones. I'm gonna cut that from the YouTube one though. Because, you know, at the end of the day, as much as I hate it, YouTube was still gets most of
no,
it.
I get it. I get it.
And that's the bullshit though. That's the censorship they're making us go through. You know. But now y'all gotta think about it like this, right? When they're done censoring us, where's your voice gonna be? It's gonna be shut the fuck up along with ours. All because you wanted to fucking censor. No, how about instead of having fact checkers and censoring people, how about you go do the research for your fucking self?
Look, this is about where I'm at with it, okay? The Biden regime, illegal. The Justice Department, illegal. The FBI, illegal. They have broken the contract with the people.
They've been spying on us.
And they're unrepentant. So
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, I'm not biting my tongue with these fucking snakes. They are exactly what they are. The devil's children. They have captured
Our country.
our country. And they are dragging it straight to hell. And
But
the
look,
proof of that is...
all you gotta do is look back and see what they did. They took the fathers out. They took God out. And now look, we're a bunch of moralist fucking idiots. Because our indoctrination system can't teach us a fucking thing. And that's about the sum of it.
I'm so disgusted with what they have done to my country. But I still love my country. However, the government that claims to represent my country does not represent my country.
No, they don't represent anything.
They don't represent the people that I work with. They don't represent the man that I'm on the film with. They don't represent my country.
They don't represent values at all. They represent greed.
Or as Alex Jones likes to call it, they are an alien inhabitant in our social structure.
An alien because they're not like us. Like I said, they don't know what it's like to be like us. And just think about that for a minute. If you've ever been around a rich person or somebody who's well off and you talk to them for a little bit, yeah, you might have similar views, but you can see how disconnected they are just because they don't know what it's like. Most of them have never had to, you know? And until you're capable of making decisions like that, you're not capable of leading a country. I'm sorry.
Little fun fact. The Demon Stone in Japan broke open this week.
Oh, I seen that too, yep. And that's insane, man. And there was something, I was reading something on CERN.
We're in the beginnings of World War III.
Well, I mean, we've already had the virus.
So, I don't know. I'll be damned if this isn't Armageddon.
And the famine will be by the end of the summer.
And I'll tell you what.
I hope not.
If it is, y'all better show yourselves proved. Because God's watching. And, well, I've heard the bitches are hot down in hell, but I'm not exactly sure I want to see that shit firsthand.
Me neither.
So...
I don't want to see what a big horny bird looks like in hell.
So, you know... I've said what I need to say. We see them very clearly. And they know that we know that they know that we know.
I mean, they're not even hiding it anymore. They're blatant and in your face. There's like, hell, even on the news they showed you a satanic ceremony. Come on.
Now, here's something that'll get us banned off of every network. Here's my four little words.
Put that thing away. No, stop.
Here's my four little words for you guys going forward. President Marjorie Taylor Greene. Want to check boxes? There you go. Woman president. First woman president. There you go. Check some boxes.
Yeah.
I've yet to see anybody else that can match her balls. Period.
Well, you haven't seen mine yet.
You know, like, period. This chick's got no fear. She says it like it is. Has no fear about going on people's show like Alex Jones, one of the most ostracized men on the planet. Has no fear about going and crossing the aisle and stepping onto Timcast. Has no fear about doing any of these circuits. It always remains consistent.
Well,
That chick is scary good.
well, I hope so. You know, we need people like that.
Exactly.
But there's more to it than just speaking a good game.
No. She's about it. She's about it. This chick has already been they're trying to kick her off
I
the
seen,
Congress.
I
Like
seen.
they're
Didn't
trying to
they banned her from
they took her from her
Twitter?
seats. They
Yeah.
banned her from the yo. This chick is on just as many lists as the rest of us.
I'm
That's why
aware. I'm aware, but still,
that's why I say put
I
that
gotta
chick in the
question all politicians
well,
now.
I agree, but that's also why I say put that chick in there. Let her pull a Trump. Let her go wild in the China shop.
But one thing's for sure, two things for sure certain. I don't think Trump's the one we should be putting in either.
I already said that. Why do you think I
Yeah.
said President Marjorie Taylor Greene? I'm not backing Trump in this next election,
No, me neither.
and I'm not backing
And
Rick
I'm
DeSantis in this next election.
no, and I'm not backing. Sure as fuck, not backing Biden or Hillary or Kabbalah. None of them. None of them deserve to represent us. You know, especially if we have values, because obviously their values don't align with our country's values.
I'd
If
vote.
it did, we wouldn't be struggling right now. We wouldn't have them flying around immigrants. They won't be taking kids, our American kids. Now, you want to talk about something that gets me pissed the fuck off? Let's talk about something, right? Let's talk about the fact that pedos don't get shit in jail. That there's an underground sex trafficking ring. And we know this. Them websites over to, it was like a year or two ago, Wayfair. Yeah, you can get a cabinet with a kid in it. Come on. Like, that does not align with Americans' values. Point blank.
Well, nothing that the intelligence networks that claim to be looking out for the best interest of the country, nothing that they do align with our interests.
And that shit's coming out too.
And that's who runs. You
That
want to
is who
know?
runs it.
You want to know how the drugs get into the country? At the beginning of every single drug smuggling operation in America, is a CIA
The
agent
CIA, yeah.
or a DAA agent.
They started that back in the 60s, 50s.
You know,
Yeah.
nothing gets in they don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing gets out they don't want.
And at the end of the day, we've been had as American people,
And
and we're paying the price.
until people stand up, look it right in the face for what it is, and call a spade, until this happens, until America finds its balls, until we finally stand up like the Statue of Liberty in Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
All right, until we have a V for Vendetta moment.
I'm a real American.
You know, until we have a V for Vendetta moment like they've been having in Australia, like they had in
Until
Canada.
we start banging on our chest like Hulk Hogan's and hulking up.
They're going to continue to do this. Because why? Why not? They've gotten away with it so far.
They can have all the power that they want, and they realize they don't have to relinquish it now. And now, like, we're losing our countries. We're losing our values here. Like, me as a person, some of my values are family, faith, loyalty, owning my words, whether it's good or bad. And I don't feel that our government can say the same. I just want to see a prosperous America, whether or not we agree on some things or not. Whether we do agree on some things, I want you to succeed as much as I want myself to succeed. And it don't matter what color you are. Because right now, I'm going to tell you right now, most of my friends aren't white. And it don't bug me at all. And you can call me what you want to call me. But at 16, me and one of my minority friends were smoking, walking through the mountain, and we got chased by the KKK. You know, and ever since I seen that, it changed my view on everything. People can't just hate people for for their skin tone. You know, I refuse to believe that we as people have regressed that far. But then I realize it's not that we were regressed as people. It's that the government, with their Operation Mockingbird, has brainwashed at least 2 generations.
It's called
3
social
generations.
engineering, and it's all part of eugenics.
Yes.
People really need to get to know those two phrases
Mhm.
very well. Social
Yeah.
engineering and
And
eugenics.
And transhumanism, because it all goes together.
Yep.
Now, I'm gonna put a couple things, couple slides at the end of my videos. But like I said, guys, I hope that we as a country can open our real eyes so that we can see the politicians in all their real lies. And then we can all together realize and stop it. But we need to come together regardless of our backgrounds. We got to do it on a moral level. Like, if
If you want, do it on a purely selfish level. Because think about it. On a
what's the sense of rebuilding without morals?
Think about it. Who wants to live in a neighborhood where their kids literally have to duck underneath the window to not get struck by a stray bullet? Because that is going to be the norm outside of Chicago, outside of New York,
Yeah.
outside of LA, outside of San Francisco. That's going to be the norm in every single middle and high grade city. So every little
It's
town,
already happening.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to spread out.
Mhm.
These people are a cancer. They cannot coexist with us. That is the whole reason why they tried to wipe out the planet, and we kicked their butts. And an evil cabal that like a cancer, like a cancerous tick that's been in this country since its inception, dating back to the days of Britannia. Yes, we have Tories here, and they and they decided to reach across the pond and pull their eugenics friends out from the fire without the world knowing. But all that stuff is has been declassified.
No,
The world
because
now
they all died.
the world no
Well, most
their
of them.
their offshoot all run the same programs now, maybe under different names, same programs.
At the end of the day, the
And
people
they all run
that
CI.
started that shit had bad morals. So they rebuilt with bad morals, and this is where we're at.
Well, and now those bad morals have hit our education system, our federal government,
Please.
many of the local governments, almost every single state government.
And they're on both sides, man.
Yep.
So people, I guess what I'm really getting at is every American citizen that can vote can have something to do with the election. Maybe we should get involved with that and not let them kick us out. You know, that's what we need to do, because maybe that'll give us a fighting chance. But we need to stand up and do it together. Either way, we can't do this by ourselves. Like, I can't do it by myself. But I know I wouldn't have to. I know I could count on this man right here.
Look, everybody better find their inner Buddha. They better, talk to their Father Allah. They better talk to their Father God, Jesus, Jesus, whoever, Mother Mary, whoever it is that you worship, or whichever ideology that you represent. I do a whole lot of praying and repenting, and I'd mean it if I were you. And if you really mean it, you're gonna get rid of the toxic shit in your life. You're gonna get rid
You will.
of the negativity,
But you have to let it in too.
around you, and you're gonna start taking steps to purge your immediate area. And if everybody does that,
I fully agree.
we can have our V for Vendetta moment. It will happen naturally.
But it has to come from the heart, and it has to be true. Because let's face it, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
You ain't gotta believe in everything I believe in, but you better believe in something. Cause I'm telling you now,
There's gonna be a time.
we're there. We're there. We're at record inflation.
Yep.
The
and
famine.
they refuse to fucking admit it.
The famine is getting ready to happen.
Yep.
We're in conflict right now by proxy, but who knows? They really want a full-on war.
Well, we shouldn't even be there. Point being,
And
one, there shouldn't be a UN.
And they're
Fuck all of it.
releasing man-made tinkered with plagues.
Oh, and what about all the mosquitoes? The GMO mosquito. Yeah, that's a real thing. It's going not just in Florida. It's gonna hit several states.
You know, not everybody believes in the Bible.
There's a lot going on.
I happen
to see different.
I happen to. And in Revelations, it says that if God did not come to cut the days short, there would be no flesh left on the planet.
Yeah.
So,
but you know,
I believe that we have reached that time. That we are entering a very
precarious,
dangerous situation that's going to take a lot of lives, because it already has, and there's a lot more lives that are going to be taken that have already been taken that they just don't know it yet. That research has been coming out, and they've been trying to call that medical misinformation.
Yeah.
But it's not.
1,300 side effects. No, wait, they're not side effects if they're meant to happen.
So, with that being said, I'm not perfect. I'm a man like any other man.
But that's why he gave us Jesus, though.
But
for our sins.
But in my Father's name, I wish you guys all well. And
we can all prosper together. We just got to do it together.
And I wish you all blessings. Like, whether you love me or hate me, makes no difference to me.
And that's the difference with moving with a good heart and not. You know, that was one of the things I was torturing myself over a couple weeks ago. But like my brother here said, to me it's more important to move with a good heart. I might talk shit and I might vent on YouTube and with my channel, but at the end of the day, I'm moving forward with a good heart. Words only give them the power you give them. You know, they can't hurt you if you don't give them the power to. At the same time, if unspoken words don't have a meaning, you know, if we really want to change, we got to do it. And I forgot what the last value was. But at the end of the day, the most important one at this point in time is being that change. And it has to come from the heart, guys. Have a great night. Be blessed. Prepare. Yep. I'm not thinking about edit shit. I might cut that one part for YouTube, but I'm definitely gonna put it up on BitChute as is. And then I'll leave a link in the YouTube one. Maybe I'll just throw a couple snippets up or something. But like full show on BitChute. Because we're getting like 50, 60 views a video on BitChute. We're actually doing half decent there, I think.
Yeah.
Especially
from what Salty Cracker was saying, once you break 30,000, it jumps from there.
Well, yeah, 30,000 views on one video.
Right.
We haven't even gotten close to that.
Right.
But I mean, at 50 views, it's obviously coming up more.
Well, like I told you before, when I was doing my Parler page, it went literally from one night. It went from 3
Did they ever put
And
that
then-
back on?
Yeah, they put it back on, but I never reopened mine.
I had to reopen it.
Yeah, because they had changed the rules and everything. So yeah. So I was
That's and I said something about that just shortly before that too.
and I was.
Remember we were talking about that?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was up to like almost 300.
I know you were doing good there. You imagine bringing them over to that? We'd already be hitting 1,000. Hey Aubrey, it's almost that time, kid. Another 5-10 minutes. But still, I mean, I'm surprised we're up. I think above. Although, if I'm not mistaken,
That's awesome.
I
Wonder
mean,
how many of them are feds.
I think honestly, I think we know a good portion of them. I'm pretty sure. But I'm sure there's, I bet you we know, out of 30, I say we know maybe 20 of them. Between my family and people I know, and probably people you know, because Gabe showed it, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he did.
But, oh shit.